Hola, everybody. Welcome to Chats con Sabor. I'm one of your hosts, Joanna, and I'm here with my beautiful co host, Miss Yvette.
Hello.
And today we have another hot topic. We did do a previous episode of parenting, but it was about our parents. And now we're going to talk about us parenting today.
Yeah, today's episode should be very, very interesting. We have a bunch of questions. Miss Joanna put this episode together for us, and they're good questions that I feel like a lot of parents ask themselves, and sometimes, I mean, we've always said that there's no manual, right, on parenting, and so you just kind of take it as it comes, right? Make decisions based on the scenarios or what's happening in the moment with your children. So, um, hi, Bella.
That's because little elephant man's downstairs stomping his feet.
That's so funny. All right, let's jump right in to our questions here. So, first one says, "What makes you decide that you want to be a parent in this day and age?"
Girl, this this world's backwards, it's upside down, it's sideways, it's all kinds of stuff. I mean, God bless. It's,
Yeah, I think my answer to that is I wouldn't. I 1000% understand why kids are waiting so much longer to have children. Our generation, I know for me, I had a lot of friends that who got pregnant really young, like 15, 16 years old, they were kind of carrying on the same cycle that their parents, they had kids when they were young, 16, 17. I got pregnant with my son at 19. I got pregnant in July, got turned 20 in August, had him when I was 20, and then 4 months later I turned 21. So I was a little bit older. I wasn't in high school anymore. But I don't know if I were around that age now. I look at my girls, right? My son's 30, so he's a little bit older, but my daughter's 26 and 20. I feel like if I was their ages now, I would probably wait. Yeah, I wouldn't be so eager to say, yeah, like let me do this. Like I'm ready to be a parent. Not in today's day and age. What about
no,
you?
I'm with you. That was my answer too. Is yeah, I, I would definitely wait if I was in my 20s and start probably in my mid 30s.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would. Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just in today's society, I mean, let's start with the fact that inflation, right? Everything is so freaking expensive now. It was expensive back then to have children 30 years ago when I, got pregnant with my son or had my son. Um, Even more so now. My goodness. Kids are coming back home after college even.
Because they
So then how
can't
are they
afford
going
to
to go and
live.
start families?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's insane. It's insane the world we live in now, and I'm not sure I would really want to bring up children in today's world, you know?
No. Mm-mm.
Until things settle down, but
But
yeah.
kids are growing up they're so entitled and so selfish.
Yeah.
Even when they're being brought up by good parents,
Hmm.
it's like, Lord Almighty.
I blame social media.
Yep.
I blame social media because we're starting them young now, right? With social media. They're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, Facebook, they're on there. TikTok, that's where they get their life lessons right now, and it's awful. It's awful. I don't envy young parents today. Um what about setting boundaries with your children and following through with those boundaries?
Let me tell you, if I could if I were to do something all over again with my kids, it would definitely be the boundary aspect. Not
Yeah.
that I have bad kids because I don't, but I think boundaries would adjust some of their decision making
Mhm.
that they've made today. You know, like I think it would help them to be able to go out to the world and be like, you know what, it's a hard stop here.
Yeah.
This is not the way I grew up. This is not what I want in my life. Like being able to make those strong follow through decisions, and
Mhm.
being confident in making them and not looking for like oh, cutting corners, to get somewhere faster.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely follow through more with boundaries and rules and explaining the whys of everything and
Mhm.
why this boundary is set and why you can't do this. Not because I just said so, like the old school tradition, but
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, how do
How do
we
we
as
as
parents
parents
become so
become so
blinded?
blind? Like in any relationship, we love them so much that we're we neglect to see all the red flags.
Yeah. 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 I think there was an episode, I want to say in season 2, maybe, where we talked about parenting, and I posed the question of, can you love your child or your children too much? Like,
Yeah.
is there such a thing as too much love? And I think that manifests itself as not setting boundaries, not having a clear standard as to how you want your children to behave and the rules and the respect and everything. I
Mhm.
mean, all of that is taught, obviously, right? If your child is disrespectful, because you've allowed it. You coddle them too much, and you don't set the ground rules for how you're supposed to be respectful to your parents and to your elders and to other people and even to your friends, your peers. I feel like we've lost touch with the basic ground rules for
Mhm.
parenting, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, kids nowadays don't even hold the door. You could be behind a kid and they'll slam the door in your face. They don't hold it for you. Like manners.
Yeah.
Kids don't have any manners
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. I think I've told this story before too. My son, he grew up with my ex having basic manners. You want to call it chivalry, but as basic manners, walk in front, open the door. If you see somebody in a wheelchair or an elderly person or just anybody, open the door for them. Be chivalrous. Now, I think that kind of behavior is reinforced when there's praise that comes with it, and some people don't
Mhm.
even say thank you, even to a child. Like they're a person. They are people too, and they require the same level, I think, of respect. And when you show the respect to the child, it then, I feel, it gives them something to emulate. Oh, that person said thank you when I opened the door. So the next time somebody opens the door for me, I'm going to say thank you to them because it made me feel good because I did something nice for them and they said
Mhm.
thank you. So I'm going to return the favor. It's like I said, the basic foundation framework of how to raise human beings.
So simple
Yeah.
too. It's not
Mhm.
like it's something that is out of the ordinary. This
Mhm.
is stuff that, I mean, because the next generation after us is our kids.
Right.
They're between Gen X and whatever the other next thing is,
Yeah.
or millennials and Gen X, whichever order they go in. But
Mhm.
we're raising these kids now. Now our kids are raising the other generation. We'll call it the soft generation.
Mm.
And it's like,
Yes.
where in God's green earth did you get not to hold a door for a woman
Yeah.
or say thank you or when someone's talking? excuse me, but can I say something? Or just basic manners. Basic
Common
manners.
courtesy. Yep. Yep.
It's insane. It's just
Yeah.
so different, this world. God bless.
Somewhere I still want to blame social media because we were the last generation that didn't have that technology right at our fingertips, right? So we didn't we didn't have those outside influences as heavily, right? The
Hmm.
outside influences were our teachers, our friends at school, maybe some shows on TV. But like even now, even that shows on TV, very rare where you find one where they really show family values,
Hmm.
the nuclear family, right? And where there's a lesson in every episode, moral lesson. Here's the moral of the story, right? We don't have that anymore. Now it's all about cheating and lying and stealing and all this fantasy, which, obviously I like. It's stuff that I'm into, but I'm an adult. Growing up, I don't want if I had little 0 to 5 where they're super impressionable, right? I wouldn't want them watching that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Again, I feel like as a society, we have lost ourselves a little bit. We've gone way far left, left of center. How do we separate love and clarity when your children are making poor decisions?
The one thing I've learned is don't get involved.
Yeah.
Give them the best advice you can if they ask for it. Um, Let them make the mistakes that they need to make mistake and don't hold any judgment towards them. Um, that's I think that nowadays people are too involved and with their children and enable them to be able to make proper decisions and follow through with those decisions.
Yeah.
And it's just such a different world, such a different world. I mean, even correcting kids when they're doing something wrong is the law has protected the fact that you can't whoop your kids if they do something off
Right.
base, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also like there's no follow through from the parents. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're grounded." And the next day, 24 hours later, they're ungrounded and they're back partying with their friends and stuff. It's like it's a it has a lot to do with us as parents, for sure.
Well, like you said, there's no follow through. You've set that rule, a house rule, or it's a consequence for their actions, and you don't follow through with it because you feel bad or because it's inconvenience to you, right? So little Billy is grounded for the weekend, but I want to go and party, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him go stay with his friends so that I can go party.
That or sneak out. I saw a reel the other day. As a matter of fact, I think it was 2 days ago of
Mm-hmm.
this young kid. He's like doing a get ready with me.
Get
And
ready to sneak out.
yeah, he's like, get ready to me. I'm sneaking out of the house. I'm grounded. My parents are upstairs sleeping, and I'm just going to, sneak out of here and we're going to a party. And if, you know, they find out, they find out. It was like absolute zero respect with the fact that your parents told you couldn't go anywhere, but
Yeah.
also the fact that you don't care of the consequences because you want to be at this party. Like that's bullshit.
Mm,
And here's the other thing that I've noticed too is the fact that they're giving kids, I don't know if you've seen any of this, but sometimes they're like giving the kids, they're building out the basement so they have a small apartment,
yeah.
so they
Oh,
have
I've
all
seen
these
that.
and so they can walk in and out of the house whenever they want to, and you don't know if they're there unless you have cameras and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like or those little tiny houses in the backyard, so they all have their rooms and they're separate from the house and they have their own space. Bruh. It's
Yeah.
crazy what they're doing.
I can understand if you're doing that if it's an adult child, like we said, coming back from college and all that.
College.
But if they're under 18 and they're still living with you, and obviously they're still very impressionable, they're not even out of high school yet. Like, dude, why are you
Yeah,
giving
this kid
them
was in high
that
school.
much freaking freedom and
Yeah.
independence? I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
it's like, first of all, you're putting the business out there, right? So people are
Hmm.
judging your parents, they're judging you.
Yeah.
Actually, they'll judge the parents before they judge him. He's just being a teenager. The parents should have him on lockdown. It, because it's always blamed on, at the end of the day, it always comes back on the parent and what the parent was doing and not doing, and that's why they are the way they are, too much freedom.
Right.
So it's always on the parent. It's not about the decision that this child has made to go party with some kids, get drunk, get high, get in a car, come back home, or it's like,
Hmm.
and get the consequences because they wanted to have fun for one night. I
Right.
mean, it's just insane. And some kids are out of control.
It
Like
is.
there's no controlling them.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what they want to do,
Yep.
and they'll find
Yep.
a way to do it.
Hmm. Very, very true. Um, and to some degree, we as parents, we have to know we're doing the best we can, right, with the knowledge that we have. But I feel like other parents, they've just washed their hands of the responsibility. I don't want to be the bad parent. They don't want the child mad at them. They don't want to ruin the relationship. Dude, he's not your friend. You're
Exactly.
his parent.
That's how they're trying to parent nowadays. They want them to
Yeah.
be friends. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. They lose respect for you when you do that.
Oh yeah. Definitely. They definitely do. Yep. They do
There's
lose
no
the respect.
authority figure in their lives.
Mm-mm.
Whatever.
Nope.
People may disagree,
Um,
but
no, I think we're all kind of stuck in the same boat here, especially like I said, in this day and age where it's almost like now it's taboo to discipline your children. Um, but then you're sitting at a table and you have these kids disrespecting other adults and talking to them like they're their friends and calling them an asshole or bullshit or just cussing in front of them, and they're not even freaking 18 years old. I can tell you, my 30-year-old, every time we talk on the phone all the time, and he talks like a man, right? So he cusses, but so do I have a mouth of a sailor, right? So um to me, it's not really offensive because he's not cussing at me. He's just cussing in general, which is the way I talk. I tend to cuss and throw F bombs and bullshit, but he'll catch himself and he'll be like, sorry, mom. I'm so sorry. Just to kind of slip out. I'm like, son, just talk. It's fine. We're just talking. He's venting. I do the same thing with my mom. And I'm 51 years old. I will try not to throw F bombs into a conversation. I keep it a little bit more respectful because she's my mom and I want to make sure that I'm respecting her. But there's these kids, they're not even 18 years old. They're 13, 14, 15 years old and they're talking ugly, ugly in front of people and to people. That's the difference too. They're talking, and I'm just like, I was having a conversation with somebody this morning actually, and we were talking about how I tend not to get involved like with other people's parenting practices. I won't say anything. I might be saying it in my head, but I won't physically say anything unless the child is in danger or something, because we were talking about how Karens like to go out there, and I hate to use that term, but the women,
it is what it is.
crazy women.
Hold on, hold on.
um
Because there's plenty of those.
Yeah, yeah. So the women out there that just feel, or the people, we'll just say people because it's not always women. The people that are out there and they tend to want to correct you with whatever it is that you're doing. Say your child is crying in a restaurant at the table, throwing a fit, pitching a fit, and somebody will go and say something. Something similar happened to you and me when we were in Florida, and it wasn't a woman, it was a man. And he came over to the table and he was just trying to chastise us. And he was a lot older than us. He was an elderly gentleman, well, not even a gentleman because he was an asshole, but an elderly man came over to our table because we were a little tipsy and we were being a little bit loud. He was like, my wife and I couldn't even eat our meal. Hello, their plates were like
Plates are
completely
empty.
empty. Dude, you scarf that shit down. Why are you trying to say anyway? But we were being chastised, and at the time, I think I was in my late 40s. You were in your a year younger than me, so all of us were grown women, and this man's trying to insert. This is the way you're supposed to. I'm like, dude, we're at a bar. We're at a bar. Sure, we're sitting in a booth, but we're at a bar. Of course, we're gonna be loud. Of course, we're gonna be tipsy because we're drinking. If you don't like it, go sit somewhere else or go to a different restaurant. They had their meal and we weren't being disrespectful to them. He just didn't like that our volume was a little bit raised, right?
A little high
Yeah.
after drinking.
But so the conversation was about that, the audacity that he had to come and chastise us. And at first I was like, thank you for coming over. I was trying to keep my cool. And then there was a time where I was like, I reached my limit. And then I was like, all right, you can go now. You can go. You finish your food, go. I'm done listening to you. I'm a grown ass fucking woman. I don't need no fucking old man coming and pointing his finger at me because
Yeah, Yvette
the
got hot. She was hot.
oh yeah. Oh, I got irritated after a while because I will be respectful up to a certain point. First of all, he came at us hot. He came at us with intent to try to make us feel like this. And I held my tongue. I bit my tongue because he was an elderly man and because I didn't want to be disrespectful. But then he kept on and on and on. And I'm like, no, at that point, I'm like, get the fuck on. No, I'm done listening to you.
Right. And he was there for a good 10 minutes, just
Yeah, just
running his mouth.
and basically saying the same thing over and over again that we were being disrespectful and, blah, 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 blah. Like, anyway, my point to all that is in the conversation this morning, I was saying, yeah, I don't normally interject myself into that type of thing unless the child is being like abused or something. Then I would actually throw myself in there and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop beating on this kid. So, and I lost my train of thought. I don't know why I brought that up. I guess just about how we have different styles of parenting. When you see that these kids are being so disrespectful, going back to we're sitting at a dinner table and these kids are being disrespectful to the adults, to their faces, acting like they are friends of everybody else, like they're on even playing field. Bro, I've got 40 years on you. Show a little bit of respect. But that's the parenting. That's the parents' fault. You said something earlier how we blame the parents right away, the teen's just being a teen, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm not excusing the disrespect coming from that child, right? It's the fact that the parents don't correct the behavior right then
Yeah,
and there.
because they're
Yeah.
trying to be their friends. They're trying to be the cool parent. You don't have to be the cool parent. Check them. That's disrespectful. They're disrespecting the waitress. Check them.
Yep.
Oh, I'll check them and not give two craps about checking them. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. How do I already said that. Sorry. I keep going back. I have our slice of advice. Let's do that.
Let's.
Uh, all right, let me see which one. Make life something you love. Wake up a little earlier, treat yourself to your favorite coffee, go for a walk, enjoy good food, wear outfits that make you feel amazing, and play the music you love most. It's the little things that make life beautiful.
I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah, and I just want to say about that, we have the power to make life whatever we want it to be, right? So you have the power in your hands, in your mind, in your subconscious mind to make life fantastic, beautiful, every moment to make it worth it, you know? But you also have the power to make life shitty. So it's what's up here. It's what you think. What you
That mind,
manifest.
that mind is it's a scary place to be, man.
Oh, yeah.
It controls all of it.
It's a
All.
powerful thing. Yep. 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 All right, let's get back to our parenting. How do you minimize electronics and what your children watch? Thinking of today's day and age, right? I think it's harder now.
Well,
It's
the
way
electronics
harder.
are raising your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how
Yep.
it is nowadays. You
Hmm.
plop them in front of the Disney Channel and let the Disney Channel raise your kids because you
Hmm.
got 30 things you need to do.
Or even you throw them in the carrier or the bouncer, you plop them in front of the TV to keep them entertained. It's a baby. It's a baby. Like, how about you be a mom? How about you be a dad, and like talk to your child and
Hold your child. Kiss your
hold your
child.
child. Yeah.
Tell your child you love them. This is
Take them
what
for
they're
a
all
walk.
looking for nowadays.
Yep. Take
Love.
them take them for a walk out in nature. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. I've seen a lot. And I know that's the easiest thing to do because we want to have our social life. We want to be able to take care of the household. We want to sleep because you don't get any sleep. But man, it's okay every now and then if that's your go-to every now and then. Okay, I really need to get the house cleaned, the kitchen cleaned up. Okay, fine. Plop your kid in front of the TV. I would probably play some music or something for them to listen to. But to do it all the time, the minute that the kid wakes up, oh, let me get them distracted right away. We lose the bond. We lose the
Hmm.
bond with the child.
I am 100% on board with this.
Yeah.
Like, kids don't go outside anymore to play. None of that stuff. They're inside playing Xbox, PlayStation, whatever it is that they're playing, computer
Yeah.
games, whatever. That's their thing. And they
Yeah.
become so addicted that that's all they think about.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then the kids that throw a fit, that pitch a fit when whatever's on the screen goes off, say the show ends or the battery dies on the phone or the tablet, and then they pitch a fit. You're creating an addiction for that child.
Hmm.
We're
Yep.
all freaking addicted to our phones. And you're introducing that at such a young age. I can't wait for the study to come out for our generation and older, the IQ levels based on, or even EQs, their emotional intelligence too, because they're so distracted with this technology.
And they have no
Yeah,
common sense.
yeah, no
There's no
common sense,
thing,
no.
no common sense.
But even just their capacity to self-soothe and to self-regulate their emotions, yeah, and they don't because it's instant gratification. I have it right in
Hmm.
front of me. You're creating little monsters. That's what you're
Hmm.
doing. It's awful. It's awful. But all right. Let's move on to the next one. How to handle your children's beliefs when they're no longer the beliefs they were raised on.
That's a challenge, and it was a battle for us because um, we would go to church and all that, and the kids got to a point that they didn't want to do any of that.
Hmm.
Um, the oldest was more into it, the youngest didn't want no parts of it. Um, but I think a belief system does put some type of structure in your family.
Hmm.
The belief of something, um, because it helps with some kind of foundation of whether it be, any type of religion or now they have non-denominational, um,
Hmm.
but it's still a place for them to go and find some kind of structure and some kind of belief that there's something greater than, you know, who we are, this earth,
Hmm.
and that's how we were created. I think that helps with structuring your children. It gives them something to look at, something to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, should it be forced? Absolutely not. It should, at one point in their lives, it should be something that they decide whether it's something they want to follow through with or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like a lot of people that have pressured their kids to go to church and their beliefs and this and that, the kids have rebelled.
Mm-hmm.
They have rebelled, they have become drug addicts, alcoholics, and stuff like that because of how much it was, you know, shoved down their throats. I think it's good to show them something and then let them make that decision on where they want to be. Don't make the
Yeah.
decision for them.
Well,
And
so
I
the
grew
next,
up in a very religious household. My
yeah.
household was religious when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So proof is in the pudding. Had a
So
baby at 19.
the next question though kind of falls in line with this, so I want to ask it, and then because it's you said a lot of stuff that kind of pertain to this. How do you instill traditions in your children that they will then carry on with their families? So you talked about how structure in a family helps with raising the kids, and then also keeping the family unit strong and bonded together, doing stuff together. But how do you go about, without forcing, like you said, how do you go about instilling these traditions and giving your children that framework to then carry on with their own families, And
I
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And
Answer that first, and then I'll come back with a second question.
so in my household, the one thing, no matter how dysfunctional it was when I was a kid, the one thing that we were raised around was our family. Parties, get together, staying with us. It was always family became super important. It was something that was built. Um, and then I think as you get older, you start to then plucking the people that you want to be around with, but you still carry those traditions with you. And the one thing when I was married, we instilled in our boys is that family is important. Family doesn't always have to be blood. It could be friends that you've had for years and that you're close to. But
Mm-hmm.
the dynamic of family is important because when there's no one there, that's all you have. So the tradition's there, but it's a little different. I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping as they get older, it starts sealing back up again because
Yeah.
they're still trying to figure out their lives and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I have been very understanding of that. No, they're allowed to live their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it's going to come back together, but I have to allow them to start their own traditions and do their own
Mm-hmm.
things and all that. But they'll say family is important. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
That's a quote that they'll, they'll say. They don't go to church, but they believe in God. It's the small wins that I take
Yeah.
that have instilled some good values in them. Um, so I take that as a win.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. I think it's kind of hard. It reminds me of a text that I sent my children on Christmas Day. I said something along the lines of, I can't wait for the day when I can have all my babies and all my grandbabies together in under one roof for the holidays. Because even though I think it was in season one, where I talked about I was kind of a Grinch because I was like, I do think that Christmas is over commercialized.
No, it is.
So I feel like we've lost again that sense of what's truly important during the holidays. But inside, in my heart, I still like the holidays. I still get that feeling of warmth and I want to be with my loved ones. I love the lights and everything, but do I want to go and do all the activities that people do on Christmas? I'm not about that anymore. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
pass. But to have my all my children with me and then just even if we're just sitting around watching movies, I'm cooking, I'm baking, whatever it is, I can't wait for that day. And I sent that text out and to my kids and they all responded positively, with that. But just having all of them together under the same roof, I think that would just be fantastic.
Imagine.
Yeah, yeah. And also, what I've been wanting is to buy a lot of land and then build houses, small houses, like cottages, and have my kids, all of us live in a commune. I don't know. I think that would be good. And then we could spend Christmas together.
I would love
Everybody come to
something
grandma's
like that
house.
too. And then
Yeah.
the big house in the middle where
Mhm.
everyone goes for dinner and
That would be fun.
parties
Yeah.
and, just get
Yeah.
togethers, holidays, everything. That would be chef's kiss.
Yeah, it would be perfect. It would be perfect. Especially now that my girls are getting older. One of them is married already, so they're gonna start dishing out kids too. So yeah, I just can't wait for that. But on the flip side of that, I'm with you that you have to allow your kids to live their own lives. And that doesn't always mean let me live in mom's backyard, even though
I
I
think
would
they
love
would,
that.
I think down deep, they would love it too. Kidding me? Free meals. Oh my
Yeah.
God. A free house. They don't have to pay for rent and stuff. Trust me, they would adjust
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. All right, the next little topic here is handling children with mental issues or addiction. When is it okay to separate yourself? So we did another episode that was called "Am I the Asshole?" Right, with the Reddit reels.
Oh yeah, that was it.
And one of them was this, exactly this, where the lady was saying she wanted to know if she was the asshole for cutting off communication with her son who had a brain tumor. But because of that brain tumor, he had it in the area that controls your personality. And I've heard of that before where people change and all of a sudden they become a completely different person and not a very nice person. So it happened with him. He was stealing from them. He got into drugs. So she was asking, am I the asshole because I cut off communication because it was too much for her and her family, her husband and her daughter, I think. So what do you think about that? And how do you deal with something so challenging?
Challenging is the key word.
Yeah.
It's like you have to find that strength to separate yourself, especially when they get to be a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
None of us want to see anything happen to our children, right?
Right.
But at the same time, the dealing with all the stress and all the guilt and all that, you're going to be put down in the ground before they are.
Yeah.
Because you're going to stroke out, you're going to have a heart attack, you're going to have this.
Yeah. Or they
You,
might do something because
yeah,
they're out of their mind. They might end up doing something. So,
especially when they're tripping like that
hmm,
and all that stuff. Stop it.
Bella just wants to be part of the show.
No, it's Malachi. Stop it. So, anyways, when kids to continue, kids kids get scary. Like they're killing their parents.
Hmm.
Like that's insane. You saw what happened to that director. His
Hmm.
son was on
Rob
drugs.
Reiner, right?
Yeah,
Rob Reiner. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Meathead.
crazy. Yeah.
Um, he killed his mom and dad because he was on drugs. When do you draw the line? When do you figure out that you got to let them go?
Or
You
you
have
lose your
to.
life, literally.
Or
Yeah.
or you lose your life. I mean, one way or another, whether they come into your house and do something to you or your health deteriorates. Like
Hmm. Yeah. Yep.
sometimes you have to let them live their lives the way they decide to live their lives, and there's nothing you can do about it. If they're
Yeah.
on drugs, you put them on. How many times did she said he went to rehab too on that reel, and he
And she
would
bailed him
relapse.
out. Like he was saying he had gone to rehab and then he came out of rehab and he was okay, I'm clean and sober, but I have to pay these bills. And she literally like gave him money and then he was trying to he got
Yeah,
caught. I think he got sent to jail or something for trying to steal a car.
it's just when is enough enough? Like
Yeah.
sometimes parents, and then there's a for instance I have. I'm not going to say, but it's a for instance. A
Mm-hmm.
mother, two grown sons, both have addictions.
Mm.
This point in her life, she's terrified of them because they tower
Yikes.
over her. They and they pretty much run the roost. No respect for them. Puts hands on. One has put their hands on her. Um,
Oh boy.
like, when do you stop caring and tell them to leave your home that you're paying for and they're not supporting? You know?
When do you start putting your foot down
Yeah.
and setting the boundary and also holding or keeping the boundary, right?
And it's a friend of mine, and I every time, she tries to like have a conversation about it, I shut down because
Mm,
this is not good for you. It's not good for you.
yeah.
It's not good for anything. One day, God forbid something is going to happen to you, and you sacrificed all this time, all this money, all of you to children that are no longer children. They're grown men.
Yeah.
And you're putting up with this stuff. Are
Mm-hmm.
you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Love is
no.
blind. What were we talking about in the other episode? About relationships, right? And then even in this one where we're talking about can you love your child too much, you know?
And that's the thing. Does it become a love thing, or does it become something
Well,
you're used to and you don't want them to die, and you're not, and they find them somewhere. And
yeah,
that's a fear. It's not love. It's what you're
right.
scared of. You're scared of losing them and not being there
Yeah.
when it happens. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's like if it happens in front of you, what's that going to do to you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's almost, and this is going to sound um, twisted, but it's almost better to have something happen to them on the outside than in your home,
That's true.
because
I mean,
the trauma of finding your child, whether it's a grown man or not, or grown daughter or whatever, in your home.
oh yeah.
I
Oof.
mean, come on.
I don't
That's
think I'd
more
be able to
traumatic
handle that.
than, yeah, that's more traumatic than,
Yeah.
having to go to the morgue to identify them. And I've never had that happen, so I can't say anything about that. I'm just
Yeah.
using it as an example. Like, those are the that's that fear is crippling, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not thinking outside of the box. Like, you truly want to walk into something like that.
Well, and in your friend's situation, if one of the sons has already laid his hands on her physically,
Bye-bye.
um,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that's a gateway, right? To possibly, I'm not saying it will happen, but possibly having him harm her even more and where she can't recover is what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
and she's an older lady, so like my fear is for her, because if she falls, what if she falls and she hurts
Hmm.
herself from
Hmm.
being pushed or manhandled, and she hits her head, and
Mm.
the child leaves. I'm just, maybe I watch too much true crimes, but whatever. It's like, and she's there by herself, and something
Yeah,
happens to her. I
yeah.
mean, that's,
No, yeah.
I
It's
know that I would be there for my children as much as I can, but I would also when it got to the point that it would be too much, I would have to bow out. And I know so many
Hmm.
people are going to be slamming me for that, but
No,
I
I
have to
agree with you.
I have to think about myself, the
Hmm.
safety of my family, you know, um, and I've done everything I can. There's nothing else. Like you can't get blood from a turnip.
True. Very, very
You
true.
drained me, and I don't have anything else.
Yeah. 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 And we are talking about mental issues and drug abuse. We're not talking about throwing your kid out because he doesn't wash the dishes. This is
Or he
something
sneaked out of the
serious.
house. This is like
Right.
serious stuff.
Yeah.
I
This is
mean, especially
serious.
with the mental health, like there's a lot of reels on that with um, parents taking care of their grown children. They don't take their medications and then they become abusive and
Yep.
like depression, finding their kids
Yep.
dead in their homes from
Hmm.
overdoses. Like, God Almighty.
Yeah. No, it's awful. It's an awful thing. Um, we're gonna switch gears here and we have our what the fuck moment.
Please hold.
That's some heavy shit, and I hope everybody knows that we're bringing this up because it's a serious thing,
It's an
that
epidemic right now.
yeah. Yeah, people are going through a lot of shit with their kids because again, I blame freaking social media. Like it's the devil on so many levels. It just creates these pathways of wrong
Hmm.
paths for children
Yeah.
to take. So, yeah,
Are
very
you
sad.
ready? Are you
I'm
ready
ready.
for this one?
Yes.
This is gonna kill you.
Oh, Lordy.
One here. Oh,
Just another day in office.
oh, here's my guy. Here's my guy.
So I just wanted to come on here and say to just another day in office. Your discretion is advised. Men, I guess. Why do you guys think that calling us pretty or complimenting like our physical looks by saying like we're pretty, beautiful, whatever, cute even, is a compliment? Because that's exactly what it is. Wait, what? Her question is why do we think calling them cute, pretty, or let's say attractive is a compliment? That's I think that's what she said. So I took the liberty of going to ChatGPT and putting this in myself because I was like, "There's no way. I know what a compliment is. So I maybe the definition changed somewhere, and I just don't know." And word compliment has two main meanings depending on the context. One, as a noun, a compliment is a polite expression of praise, admiration, or approval. Or two, as a verb, to compliment someone means to express admiration or approval for them. So I'm gonna say this again. She said, "Why, when we call women cute, pretty, attractive, why do we think that's a compliment, sweetheart? Because that's exactly what it is. That's the literal fucking definition of a compliment. Oh my gosh, you cannot make this up. I am going to watch this video in its entirety for the sake of the video, but I must label this as rage bait. I must label it as satire because there's no way she actually believes in what she just said. I've been called cute since I was 5 years old. So I'm 25 now. For the past 20 years, I've been called cute and pretty and whatever. That's not a compliment anymore. That's just like a blatant fact that everyone can literally see. Like anybody with fucking two eyes. These videos make them fucking sense. It's not me anymore. It is no longer my brain power putting this shit together. The videos make themselves. Her words are she's been getting called cute since she was 5 years old. She is now 25. So since it's been 20 years, that is no longer a compliment to her. And the reason it's not a compliment because it's fucking apparent that she's cute. Anybody with two eyes can see that she's cute. Disregarding the fact that there are people that don't find her attractive. Disregarding the fact that there are people that think she's just all right. Disregarding the fact that there are people that think she's fucking hideous. I might be one of them. The delusional entitlement combination she just displayed for us. Yo, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I'm keeping G with you. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Well, I mean, unless you're blind, which my bad. But like people can see that I'm pretty. They can see that I'm cute, whatever you want to call it. Just like I can blatantly look at someone across the street and be like, oh, she's pretty, she's cute. That is something that's like so obvious. Her words are anybody with eyes can
Look where
see
he
that she's
stopped it.
cute. This is what
Can you
she
see
said.
that? Look at her face.
See, you can see that she is a cute girl. That's what she said. What I'm trying to figure out is how do people get to this fucking point? Like, what has occurred in your life that makes you conjure up a thought like this and tell the world? Because I'll be completely honest with you, I don't typically do this, but I don't find her attractive at all. I really don't. And this is not for the sake of the video. I genuinely just don't find her attractive at all. I think she's kind of fucking hideous. Come up with something other than that to compliment a woman to get her attention. Like compliment how you see that she looks at flowers deeply and like clearly she loves flowers and like that's something that you notice about her, or you love the way that her mind works or the way that she speaks or whatever. Why does it always have to be looks? And because their looks are the initial thing that attracts people. The looks are the initial thing that brings people to fucking together. That's why we have eyes, bro. But you know what? No, fuck human biology. What she wants us to do is compliment the way that she looks at flowers. Wow. The way you look at that rose. I know you special. Or compliment the way, wow, the way you redefine and misuse the word compliment earlier in the video. That's so attractive. You need to turn off the internet at least for 24 hours, bro. These breezes are getting too out of hand. What the fuck does any of this even mean? And on top of that, so another reason I'm going on this rant is because this morning I woke up to some messages about a guy calling me cute, and I was like, okay, thank you, I know that, like, I know. And he immediately was like, damn, women can't accept compliments these days, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, first off, like, I know I'm cute. What is original about that that's going to make me go, oh my god, this guy is so different. This guy is so unique. I should give him my attention because he called me cute. Get fucked. Get fucked is a very, very interesting insult. I just got to put that out there. But he wasn't trying to be original or unique. He just wanted to give you a compliment because he noticed your physical features. And in a very respectful way, he called you cute. It is a clear attempt to let you know that he finds you attractive in hopes that you find him attractive back. That's typically how most interactions start. But maybe he should have watched you look at flowers. That's what he should have did. And if you open to messages, a good chance it probably was on social media, so he never actually saw you in person. He just saw your profile and complimented you. So he can't speak to the way that you look at flowers. He can't speak to the way that you think. He doesn't even know how you really fucking speak, so he can't compliment you on those things that you mentioned from earlier. Sweetheart, your thought process makes me believe that your parents are related. And I don't want to believe that, but you leave me no fucking choice. Get fucked. I'm not gonna.
Oh my
I love
God.
him so much.
He's
His
awesome. She's crazy.
Yeah, and he does that for all kinds of videos, and he's like it's just getting worse. Like he's like these videos are just getting worse and worse and worse. She was going on a rant because she was called cute, and that is not a compliment. Not a compliment.
This guy doesn't even know her. The only thing he does know is that she's cute. So why would he say, "Oh, I like the way you look at flowers"? I've never even spent time with you. I don't even know how your brain works. Wow, why am I going to compliment you on your brain? I could see later on. Now, if you've been with somebody for 3 months and they're just constantly complimenting you on your looks only, then yeah, okay. Then go on a little rant and be like, hey, there's other parts of me too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Not, I know I'm cute. What the yeah. I told you,
People have
social
lost their
media has people fucked in the head.
mind.
Completely fucked in the head. Oh my God. All right. Let's get back to the topic at hand because I think my battery is starting to run out. I'm not feeling too great. That's why I keep popping cough drops. So let's move on. How do you come up with rules that are reasonable without pushing too hard?
You learn from your mistakes. you cha- you put all the rules for the first one, and then by the second one, you're a little bit more lenient because you've learned your lesson.
You're
It's a
like, yeah,
learning process.
that's not super reasonable. So let me go ahead and switch it up a little bit. And then you've got the kids saying, I didn't have the same rules that then, or they don't have the same rules that we had. And no. It's like, oh
But
Lord
that's
have
that's the
mercy.
mentality. It's like, oh, you were strict with me. Look, we're like you said. There's no damn manual.
There isn't. No.
It's like you're throwing shit to the wall and you're hoping it sticks.
Spaghetti up to the ceiling. Let's see which one sticks. If it falls, well, that didn't work. Let's try another one. You're right.
Sorry,
You're
my
right.
bad.
It's crazy. It's crazy. How do you process as a parent that your kids believe you were an awful parent? I guess you're grown kids, right? That you
Yeah,
were an awful parent.
yeah.
I'll tell you what I tell my kids. I mean, they don't say that I'm an awful parent, but sometimes, like we were saying, they say, "Oh my God, the youngest doesn't have the same rules that we have." I tell them, each of you were individual people, okay? Individual kids, individual minds, individual personalities. You did things differently. You try to push the envelope with certain things differently. And then I was a different person at every point of your life. I had a different level of maturity, different level of experience. With the first kid, I hadn't had any kids yet, and I was young. Second kid, okay, I had one kid, but he was a boy. Now you're a girl. There's differences. So I tell them all the time, if I could do it all over again, I would probably do it all the same because we've talked about this before, but there's only one thing that I would change, and that would be to have them almost back to back so that they would be closer. I would want that for them. For me, it was easier to have them spread out because, again, I had them at different ages. I didn't have three babies, three kids under five, but for them to be closer and grow up, together, I would have wanted them. That's what I would do different, is have them back to back. But I tell them there's nothing that I could do different that would make you feel better, because I would still probably do the same shit. Take you guys as individual people and punish you. Why am I going to punish the other two for the one, or what one did? And why am I going to praise you when the other two are doing something and you're not? And there is no manual. There is no manual. I always tell them I did the best I could. And if we could go back and you want a different mom, then great for you, but you got stuck with me, so too bad.
Too bad, too sad.
It's what
Yep.
I knew in the moment. It's what I knew how to do in the moment. I mean,
Yeah. And
just wait till you
it's
have
so funny
kids.
because that's where they should give us, I feel as though some grace should be given
Hmm.
to the parents because, you know, just like they're going to learn, there's no manual for this.
Right.
There's no how to deal. There's none of that. And
Hmm.
each one of your kids, like you said, they're going to have different personalities. They're
Hmm.
going to push the envelope to a certain extent.
Hmm.
Everyone is different and their styles are different.
Hmm.
What's easy for one is not easy for the other.
Right.
And they should give us grace on how they turned out and how well they turned out. Do you think they turned out that way just because?
Exactly. We had a little bit to do with it.
Just a small portion, because God forbid they give us half.
And I also kept you alive. Okay? For
Yeah,
your
I fed
whole life.
you.
Give me kudos for that. I freaking kept you alive.
And
Shit.
we wiped their asses.
And yes. And I wiped your freaking smelly shit and your vomit and everything. Not just as a baby either. Like as a toddler when you were sick. Who did you call? You didn't call for daddy. You was like, Mommy, I don't feel good.
And
That
your
was me.
boogers. I mean, good Lord. We can put a list together for you kids, just in case you need a reminder of the shit you put us through. Then call us awful.
Listen, parents today, they're probably like, hey, wipe your own ass to their freaking 6 month old baby.
You need to be independent. Here's a YouTube video in order for you to learn how to wipe your ass.
Google that shit.
What is it? IT chat or whatever? ITP
Chat
chat or
GPT that shit.
whatever. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm gonna make myself start coughing. Oh,
Sorry.
breathe,
That was a
Yvette.
good one. That was funny.
Breathe. Oh my God, that was funny.
That's what we
um,
should start saying. When one of them makes a remark, hey, why don't you Google that shit
yeah.
so I can tell you what it is you're supposed to do? You want
That's right.
advice? Google it.
Google it. Yeah. See what Chat GPT says. I don't know. I don't know nothing, remember? I'm an awful parent, remember?
I have no advice. I did an awful job with you, so carry on. Figure it out.
Okay, well, we make fun, but but yeah, I think we do deserve a little bit of grace. Every parent does. Even today's parents. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Our parents didn't know what the fuck their parents didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So we're winging it. We are all winging it. Ay, ay. How do you deal with society's new way of thinking about parents? Do you adjust to the way of the world, or do you continue with your own family values?
I'm continuing with my own family values, and if you don't like it, you can suck it.
Yep, yep. I
Sorry,
don't
I'm not adjusting
agree.
to this shit.
Yeah,
Not-
no. I don't agree with like all these reels and this the parenting advice that they have. Your parents did this, they did that. Cut them off. I'm sorry, what? Yes, you shouldn't put up with bad treatment from anybody, even your parents. But at the same time, they are your parents, right? Like, unless they're physically, emotionally, and mentally abusing you, like clearly abusing you, again, cut them a little tiny bit of slack because they didn't know any better. Again, I say, we're just winging it. Everybody's just winging it. And maybe that is your karma and your karmic lesson so that you can grow up and maybe fix that cycle, break the cycle of whatever it is, because your mom, your dad, whoever did things certain ways and it caused traumatic events to occur, right? And it caused trauma within you, and you're holding on to that. That is a lesson also in releasing and moving on. Doesn't mean you have to forgive your parents, doesn't mean any of that, or excuse them and say, oh, yeah, good, you kicked my ass from left to right and up and down the street. And yeah, okay, we're cool now. You don't have to be cool with anything. But the fact that it's becoming normalization to just cut people out of your life so fast just because, I don't know, my mom thinks one way and I think another way and I don't agree with that, so I'm going to cut them off. We had
Yeah.
a different episode where we had somebody write in and say, I think we're doing a slice of advice. That's the scenario. The son was taking the daughter-in-law's side over something, over a family thing that was happening. And he literally cut his mom off because she didn't think or believe the same thing that his wife did. Why is that so fast? Quick, cut her off.
Yep.
Not only are you hurting yourself, but you're hurting your child or children. Now they don't see their grandma. So, yeah, we live in weird times now. And society is so quick to just misjudge everybody. And then the gauntlet, that's what it's called, right? When they cut your head off. It's,
Off
yeah,
with your head.
yeah, off with your head. What do you think?
It's getting crazy. It is just beyond words. Like, I don't have word. I don't even have words for that. Like,
I
I
know.
understand standing by your wife when there's an opinion or something like that, but again, people are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Mm-hmm.
Opinions are not people. Well, same,
I'm
same
like,
difference.
people are assholes. No, yes, you're right.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one,
Yep.
but so are people. But anyways, people need to stop taking things so personal when
Yeah.
someone does not agree with their outlook on something or
Mm-hmm.
their opinion. Um, that's what causes a lot of the rifts between people.
Yeah.
We can all be different and see things differently and still get along. And if it's a boundary you need to put up with your mom, like, we're not discussing this when we're all together, can you please respect that request? And if she doesn't,
Yeah.
then, cut ties. But if
Right.
she does, which I believe she would because she loves her child and she wants to see her grandchild, she'll do it.
Yep.
But have the conversation.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's the other problem with these kids today. Everyone gets butthurt about everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's crazy. All right, I have a reel for you. I have a reel for you. It says your child paints you as the villain for the mistakes you made, not the love you gave. So I had to go look for it and I found it.
Roll it.
Let's roll.
As villains, and your pain is real, but so is. Stop painting your parents as villains, and your pain is real, but so is theirs. And we forget sometimes that our parents are humans too, and most of them grew up in a completely different world where
What
they
have we
weren't
been
allowed to
saying?
cry. Emotions were buried, and survival came before self-expression. And some were even raised in war and poverty, and of course mistakes were made, but many of our parents simply didn't have what we have now. They weren't handed the podcasts and the therapy culture and language or the endless self-help tools and books. They did the best they could with what they knew. And if of course there was real abuse, safety comes first. That's not up for debate. But the way that kids now are turning on their parents and cutting them off and shaming them online and rewriting history is so mean. You can't erase your history just like that. Peace and healing doesn't come from dehumanizing the people who raised us. If you're rewriting your parents as monsters, what story are your kids going to write about you? And what does the future generations know about your lineage?
It's going to
Amen.
come back and bite you in the ass.
Are humans too.
Yep,
Just
that's right.
remember what you've done to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come back to you threefold.
Yep. It's called karma. It's called karma. Yeah. Now,
So,
like she said, if they were abusive parents, obviously safety first, right? Yeah, okay, cut ties. If you have a legitimate reason to cut ties with your mom or your dad or your parents, your brother, your sister, then yeah, of course, cut ties. But it's not a blanket. It's family, so stick together, blah blah blah. Put up with bullshit. No, no, no. That's not what we're saying at all. But this what's the trend? That's the word I was looking for. This trend of, oh yeah, I don't agree with my parents. I'm cutting them off. Off with your head. I feel like we're jumping to that conclusion too fast, way too fast.
mhm.
And I think the future generations are going to hurt for it
Yeah, for sure.
because
I,
then
I'm
go
I'm
ahead.
so sad for our grandchildren. I
Hmm.
am so sad for them
Hmm.
because by the time they're our age, this world is
Yep.
just gonna be a sad, sad place.
And that's what social media, a lot of social media is pushing, or a lot of people on social media, that's what they're pushing. We're going towards an individualized
Hmm.
future where the family unit is no longer sacred. The nuclear family is no longer sacred. I mean, that's been happening for decades now, right? With all the single mom, empower single women or single parents. Instead of promoting, again, we go back to like the TV shows that we used to watch when we were kids. They were all very family oriented, and now everything is just so, we're being desensitized, I feel. And we're getting to a point where they want us used to this whole put yourself first. And I'm just gonna throw this out there because I'm the conspiracy theorist of the two of us. I'm gonna throw this out there. There's, I think, 5 or 10 pillars in Satanism and in Scientology, and the first pillar is put thyself first. Service to self versus
Hmm.
service to others. You know, so I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there because I am a conspiracy theorist. So
Yeah.
the things that they're pushing now, we have to be careful about what we're falling prey to. So use discernment and make sure that you really, if you are cutting ties with your parents and your family members, whatever it is, make sure that it's for a damn good reason. A damn good reason, because once you burn that bridge, it's going to be difficult to come back. It
It's
is.
a biblical thing too.
Yeah.
The Satan's attacking all the families
Uh-huh. Hmm.
to the it's in Revelations. That's why people are starting to wonder if the end is coming soon
Yeah.
because how jacked up it is out there right now.
We're definitely in a spiritual war. I've been saying that for 7, 8 years now. We're in a spiritual war. And they're not coming for just the breakup of, if you think about it, what does a narcissist do? They pull you away from your friends, your family, from everything, everybody that loves you, your support system. They want to isolate you. So
Hmm.
they're coming for your souls. They're
Yeah.
coming for your soul. And yeah, you have to,
Isolation.
yep,
Is
pay attention, because how are we going to live in a society where everybody's just out for themselves? That's it.
it's
Nothing else.
it's
You
going to be
lose
civil war.
humanity. You lose humanity that way. So, anyway, all right, I'll get off my soapbox.
Yeah. I agree. I think there's something out there and it's happening, and
Yeah.
it's a very sad world right now.
And they're doing it through our children because they're most impressionable right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Look at that. I agreed with you today.
can we do the clapping?
Love it.
We make fun. We actually do agree on a lot of stuff, but
Yeah, we do. Right.
sometimes we
It's
just,
just it's fun.
sometimes I say we, sometimes I just look at things from kind of a different perspective, a
She's
different
the lone
lens.
wolf
Yeah,
sometimes.
I'm usually the lone wolf. But there's been times where Miss Joanna has been like, you should go opposite. And I'm like, oh, lone wolf comes out.
I'm a little rebel
um,
sometimes.
all right. I think I have our wow for today.
You do?
Yeah, this was a quick episode, I feel. Let me see. Our words of wisdom. Okay, one here. It's very simple, simple and sweet, short and sweet. Learn from your past, but don't be controlled by it.
Preach, sister. Preach.
I like that one.
I like it because it is something that I truly believe and live on, is not to look in the real rear view mirror. Good Lord, hallelujah.
You got reels on the brain.
And keep looking forward. I think that was one of our words of wisdoms, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was one of our wows or slice of advice. I think
Mm-hmm.
you had it,
Mm-hmm.
but it is something that has been drilled in my head. Like, I am not interested in what happened in the past. What happened in the past is in the past.
Mm-hmm.
What it has made me, it has molded me, but it's not me. It's not who I am now.
Right.
What I'm doing is facing forward.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever I achieve, whatever I comes into my life, it's what comes into my life because it's meant to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I have become more accepting of how things are going because I think accepting things and moving forward helps you not to look backwards, if that
Yeah,
makes any sense. You
it
know?
does. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There's something that somebody that I follow always says. You can visit the past, but you can't live there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another way of saying exactly what I just said. But it's the same thing. It's like don't get stuck. Don't get stuck back there. You look in the rearview mirror, but that's not how you drive. You're driving forward. That's why the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror. Yeah, one foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
That's all you can do.
Yep. We are sending you all of our love and hope that you are enjoying this season of Chats con Sabor because we're having fun.
Yes, we are.
We're having so much fun. Be on the lookout for our book club episodes. They're coming out. And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Adios, amigos.